Hour. You probably heard the news at least at some point. I know you have, Ricky. But for those of you watching or listening to this, we have a Nintendo Direct coming up. Is it later next week?
It's going to be the following week, I believe, because we're going to get through. This week is going to have a different kind of presentation. The following week is going to have this dedicated Pokemon Nintendo Direct for Sword and Shield. And then the following week, we have the E3 Nintendo Direct.
Got it. I'm looking up the exact time here of this Direct. I think 8 o'clock this morning is when it was announced. Yeah, here we go. It's on 6/5, so it's next week at 6 a.m. Pacific time. But right after that announcement, we ended up getting another announcement that a press conference, a Pokemon press conference, is streaming worldwide tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central Time, where I am. And the last time we had one of these, it was on... What was it?
It was when they revealed Let's Go, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And I think I said 4 p.m. Central. I think it's 8 p.m.
It would be 8. Central. I didn't want to say anything.
What am I going to do? So yeah, 8 p.m. Yeah, last time it was for Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. And they also unveiled a brand new Pokemon mobile game. Pokemon Shuffle? Right. Not Shuffle.
Not Shuffle. It was, it's where they look all cubic.
Yeah. Quest.
Quest.
It was Pokemon
That's
Quest.
And that was available the night of, for the record. That, entered... Was it the Switch version was available right away? The mobile version came later, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we have all of these kind of ideas going in our head about what could possibly happen tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this. And if you're watching this in the future, you can make fun of us in the comments about how wrong we were about all of our predictions.
Can't wait to see them.
So obviously, the Nintendo Direct that's happening next week is all on Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So my thought process is that's not what we're getting tomorrow. This is going to be a completely separate Pokemon-related event. So it could be a couple things. I have a couple ideas. I kind of want your thoughts on these and kind of let me know if you think I'm nuts.
Right on.
First and foremost, Detective Pikachu has been out in theaters. It's done very well. It never got the #1 spot thanks to Avengers Endgame. Thanks a lot, Avengers Endgame. But still, it made #2. It made all of its money back. It made a lot of money, and in my opinion, it was the best video game movie ever. So maybe it would be a good time for them to discuss a sequel or a Pokemon expanded cinematic universe, something like that. Or the other option would be maybe Detective Pikachu is finally going to get ported to the Nintendo Switch and throw Ryan Reynolds' voice in there for good measure.
Whoa, first off, Kaiji Tang is great. I like that guy a lot. He's the one who voices Detective Pikachu. But hey, the idea of tying that in together, especially after the success of the movie, that makes sense. Because the movie is a success. That's unavoidable. That's inarguable. Yeah. It's no Super Mario Bros. The movie.
So besides that, I've been kind of wrapping my noodle around what they could announce, what this could be. I mean, obviously they're hyping this up. Yeah. So they're letting everybody know to get excited I think the official Pokemon Twitter account said something like, do you have plans tomorrow? Now you do. I mean, they want you to get excited. So I've been trying to wrap my head around this, about what this could be, and kind of throw out some crazy ideas of what I'd like to see. I think first and foremost, we have Labo VR. That's out. So Labo VR is out. There's this weird little camera app. And when it first came out, we first saw the camera, one major thing a lot of people said, myself included, was it would be amazing to see Pokemon Snap on here. Pokemon Snap 2, a port of the N64 version Pokemon Snap. I am still holding out hope right now that we're going to get Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch. Either A, a port of the first one, a remake of the first one, or B, what I really want to see, a full-on sequel to the N64 classic, Pokemon Snap. I have a Pokemon Snap station up. I'm going to turn my camera here. Right there.
Gotta show the station.
In my office. I'm a massive, massive fan of Pokemon Snap, so I would love to see something like that. But I guess I've had some time to ponder this in my own head. What do you think the probability of this getting announced would be?
I'm gonna honestly say kind of low. I would love, I would love like a Pokemon Snap sequel.
Yeah.
It just seems like Nintendo doesn't have much faith in the idea of that particular side game.
Yeah.
They've never revisited it even once. I think the dev team behind it, like the small subset that worked on it, they got disbanded shortly after. Like, there's a lot of reasons where like it's against it. That said, like you mentioned, Labo VR, we have the advent that was Pokemon Go, which now has kind of greater camera and AR features.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that is like slowly inching towards the idea of like, well, let's dust off the words Pokemon Snap. So I'm gonna say, if I have to put a percentage on it, I don't know, maybe like 10%. I'm gonna say 10% for Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap
kills me.
Up. But
it's nostalgic.
That's just gonna make it. That's gonna make it so much better when it does happen, and you can rub that 10% in my face.
Okay, I might do that. I'm hoping I can do that tomorrow night. But I think for a lot of people in my generation, I'm 33, by the way. We have this weird connection to Pokemon Snap. Number one, it was the very first Pokemon game on Nintendo 64. So for me, I was playing Pokemon Red like on the playground with my friends, playing in the backseat of the bus, in the car. I mean, I wanted to see 3D Pokemon for the longest time, and I remember when they announced this, just how excited I was. It was the day it came out. I saved up my babysitting money, went to Toys R Us, picked this game up, went to Blockbuster, printed the stickers off. I mean, it's this game is pure nostalgia. Is it the best game? No, it's not. Is it even a good game? I'd say it's a good game.
I'd say it's a very fun game.
It's a short adventure, but at the same time too, I think there's a lot of people in my age group that would like to share this with either their kids or nephews and nieces, or just replay it on their own. So I think Nintendo, it would just be a pure win situation if throw a $10 little Pokemon Snap N64 port into Labo VR and watch it sell like hotcakes, or B, make a full-fledged Switch version of this game. But that's just me. This is my number one thought about what's going to be announced tomorrow. I know I'm probably way off base, but I'm still excited about the prospect.
I mean, I would take this and I would roll with it if it happened. I had a lot of fun playing Pokemon Snap. Like, it's just one of those games where there's not really anything else quite like it. Yeah. So if they could go back and revisit it, and especially expand on it, because that had 63 Pokemon out of the 151 at the time.
Yeah.
And now we're in the 820s.
How do we do this?
Exactly. Do they just pick and choose favorites? Do they just say all of them? Just do all of them. But I mean, they have the assets, so who knows?
So besides that, let's talk about what might be even more realistic. We did get information at the Nintendo investor meeting that Pokemon is working on yet another mobile game. We don't know what that game is. It's not Pokemon Go. It's not Magikarp Jump, which is out. Well, I mean, how many Pokemon mobile games do we have at this point?
Well, didn't they just release a Pokemon Rumble mobile game?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe this will just be a way for them to talk about that for a second, rather than be like, by the way, here's another one. But if they were going to devote time to it, it would have to be something either I guess an update or an expansion of Pokemon Go, or just something maybe not on that level, but something a similar caliber to get people to actually come out and watch it. I don't want to see this be Pokemon Quest again, because it's that just, I don't know. I'm not going to say that game rubbed me the wrong way, but there wasn't much to it.
I would and by the way, I know you can't see me at this very moment, but I'm holding a Pokemon Rumble U. This is the Amiibo precursor. This is my shiny Genesect Rumble U NFC figure. Yeah, I mean, it's just I know the game's not spectacular, but it just has really good memories for me just because of these figures. But I would like to see kind of a more traditional RPG experience on mobile. For Pokemon, whether that be a port of Red, Blue, maybe Yellow on your phone, which I know it sounds crazy, but I think we're getting to a point where emulation via phones, via a official source isn't completely out of the ordinary at this point. Everybody
Right.
has a phone. I mean, the idea of trading Pokemon that way just sounds really fun. Pokemon Go in its own right is really fun for that as well. But I think Nintendo's probably going to shy away from that.
Nintendo's at a point where they feel a lot more comfortable, I think, using their properties in mobile games and making them a little more similar to their console counterparts. Like maybe not 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But I've been beta testing Mario Kart Tour the last few days, and there's like asset wise, it's drawing really heavily from like Mario Kart 7 in particular.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see them being more open to that idea. At the same time, I don't think they would ever give the full, like, just you're playing Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, what have you on your phone. Because there is the 3DS eShop, there's the Switch eShop if they ever want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Game Boys, but I'd like to see them kind of grow and make something that would work most of the phone. Like maybe like NFC trading, that would be really cool. Like you just tap phones with somebody else and then you're just sending Pokemon off. So like all the groundwork is there. It's just, is Nintendo willing to do it? And I'm not 100% sure that they are, but I think, again, they're getting to that point. And Pokemon is probably the one that would be best for it, just on the basis of like the Pokemon company operates as their own thing, kind of outside of Nintendo in a lot of respects. So if anybody was going to take that leap or push for it, I think it would be them.
I think another interesting idea would be Pokemon Bank for iOS and Android.
Yeah.
I think it makes the most sense. You could look at your decks, you can see what you have, see what you need, maybe even potentially trade on mobile phones without the need to switch.
That with trading, and then maybe like a small, like kind of suite of mini games where you can play and like gather items or something that then you can send back. That would be awesome.
Like a Pokewalker type thing.
Yeah, almost like just build off of those ideas, because there have been several Pokewalkers. Like there's the like Pocket Pikachu or whatever, then the Pokewalker, and then everything that they did for Go and Let's Go. So just keep that idea rolling. Make it like a companion for Sword and Shield, but don't like overshadow it or just retread.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the nice thing is, so I mean, obviously we talked about Pokemon Snap, mobile games, emulation. I mean, Pokemon. I mean, what was it? Pokemon Box? Not Box. What's it called?
Bank.
Box was on the GameCube.
Box was GameCube,
right? It was the same thing.
Kind of, but it was also the only. It was the only way to get an extreme speed Zigzagoon for the longest time, Jason.
That. But luckily we have very little time to wait. We are about 23 hours away from whatever this is going to be. Depending on where, when you're watching this, I'm guessing this is going to be up tomorrow morning. So we're going to be watching this later today. I'm really curious to see your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think we're going to see? Just drop a comment down below. See if we're gonna, if we're totally off base. Let us know if you have a better idea. Let us know what you're hoping to see announced right down there. Ricky, any final thoughts before we cut this video off?
Yeah, be like me and hope the best for Pokemon Pinball. That's what we need.
It is a fun game.
Give me a Pokemon Pinball app for both Switch and like mobile, like they did with Pokemon Quest. I'm all on board.
All right. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, no, I mean, Pokemon Pinball is amazing. I almost said a word that I can't say, but Pokemon Pinball is amazing.
Well, I appreciate you holding your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep that monetization on.
Got to catch them all.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.